morning, you beauties. Good morning, Zozo.
Good morning, Graham. Here we go. It is Tuesday, but on your Feel Good Breakfast show, it's not just an ordinary Tuesday. It is a Health Tuesday. Now, do this with me. I want you to take a deep breath in. Inhale and exhale. Now, can you appreciate how you were able to breathe freely?
I absolutely love that. I hope you do that every morning, but this morning it has special relevance. Of course, November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. So it's obviously time now to find out more about the second most leading cause of cancer death. That is quite alarming. I have a feeling a lot of the numbers are going to shock you this morning, but we've got an amazing panel of experts to help break it down for us and, of course, cast some light on a very, very important awareness month.
Definitely. And then on a lighter note, we are going to be joined today by the kids from RX Radio. It's a kids radio station run by kids for the kids from the Red Cross Children's Hospital, and we will be interviewed by them today. So we'll be able to take a back seat and really just enjoy, because these are a special group of kids that really are so passionate about radio. They are so clued up with what's happening in the world, and, you know, for them to still, on top of everything that is happening at the Red Cross, be able to be so dedicated to their shows is really, really important.
I think it's become one of the most important elements of what they do at that incredible organization, and they're just amazing. And yes, they are so professional, they're going to give us a lesson or two. In fact, someone I know who is dying to get some radio tips from this incredible crew is standing looking resplendent. Well, he's actually sitting this morning, but he looks amazing. Just look at this guy. Look at that.
You know, you.
Look at him.
You. This is why on a day like this, you are a breath of fresh air into my lungs. And that's why we have to focus on this beautiful Tuesday and get you as many of those questions answered as possible. So that is actually my question for you. Get onto the socials. It's Lung Cancer Awareness Week. We brought in the panel for you, but now all we need is you to ask a couple of questions. So 063-408-8863. What would you like to know? If there's anything that perhaps you've been noticing about yourself, maybe you've got frequent coughing, perhaps you felt a couple of pains in the chest, you wanted to know, but more, whatever that may be, we want to help you today and, of course, get you started, because there's nothing worse than actually being in a certain position where you want to take in the entire week, but then, of course, you just, at the moment, you're just feeling a bit more tight in the chest. Something could be up there. Maybe it's nothing. More importantly, don't just guess. We have the panel just for you, so make sure you ask, and, of course, I'm going to be sipping my little bit of breakfast. And you know what, a little later, someone's going to win with no lack. But of course, for now, I want you to get a little bit of news details for you, so Zoe is standing by.
Thank you, Wasty. Let's start off with national news. Eskom CEO Andre de Ruyter says there have been wide-ranging acts of sabotage at a number of power stations. This follows last week's arrest of a contractor working at Camden Power Station in Mpumalanga after being positively linked to an incident of sabotage. In a statement, the power utility said the contractor admitted to intentionally removing the oil drain plug, causing oil burners to trip repeatedly. Rocks instead of coal were also recently delivered to the Majuba Power Station. De Ruyter says mysterious failures have been reported as rolling blackouts continue. And staying with our local news, the police have confirmed that the 3 dogs that mauled a woman to death at Port Alfred in the Eastern Cape on Sunday were pit bull terriers. This was the 4th incident in less than 3 weeks and the 2nd in the Eastern Cape which people were mauled to death by dogs of this breed. 37-year-old Zimkita Gaga was on her way to work on foot when she was attacked by the dogs. A police spokesperson, Priscilla Naidu, said there would be an investigation into Gaga's death. Moving to news abroad, a landslide in Cameroon's capital, Yaoundé, has killed at least 14 people who were attending a funeral. Dozens of people were attending the funeral on a soccer pitch at the base of a 20-meter high ground embankment, which collapsed on top of them, witnesses says. Now, Yaoundé is one of Africa's cities that receives ample rain and has dozens of steep, shack-lined hills. It's reported that heavy downpours have triggered several devastating floods throughout the country this year, weakening infrastructure and displacing thousands of people. And monkeypox will now be known as Mpox, the World Health Organization has announced after complaints over racist and stigmatizing language linked to the virus's name. The old term will be used alongside the new one of the year, being at least for a year before being phased out. Mpox was decided on after lengthy discussions between experts, countries and the general public. It can easily be used in English as well as other languages, the WHO said. And causes of Mpox have been reported in 29 countries in Europe, as well as Canada, Australia and the US. And some 80,000 revelers descended on Cape Town's Grand Parade and Adderley Street on Sunday evening as the festive lights switch on saw the city's holiday season kick off, conveying the message, Cape Town, City of Hope. Cape Town's Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis did the honours of switching on the impressive and iconic Christmas lights for the first time since 2019. Hill-Lewis delivered a short message of hope before flickering the switch, saying the Mother City is an example of hope to the rest of the country. The jubilant audience just danced and sang along to some of the city's most popular performers, including Emo Adams and Will Lindley, among many others. The evening wrapped up a spectacularly choreographed video mapping light display across City Hall, and now Cape Town is ready to embrace one and all with the variety of world-class attractions it has to offer. Well, on that very light note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a first look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zozo. Let's start with football this morning. Casemiro was on fire, scored a stunning winner as five-time champions of Brazil edged past Switzerland to reach the World Cup knockout stages. So Brazil backed up their opening victory over Serbia to top the group now with maximum points, and they will obviously be guaranteed of that top spot with a point against Cameroon in their final game. Then speaking of Cameroon, they came back from 3-1 down to draw 3-3 against Serbia. Vincent Abubakar and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting netting for the Lions in an incredible performance there. And Ghana picked up their first win of the tournament as Mohamed Kudus netted a brace in a 3-2 win over South Korea. Then Portugal secured their place in the knockout stages as well. That's courtesy of a brace from Bruno Fernandes, giving them a 2-0 win over Uruguay. And staying with footballing news, Premier League champions Man City, they will be hosting their fierce rivals Chelsea in the big clash of the third round of the FA Cup. That was after Monday's draw. In other all Premier League draws, we've got holders Liverpool up against Wolves at Anfield. Then Man United, they're at home to Everton. And our 2021 winners Leicester, they'll travel to either Dagenham and Redbridge or Gillingham, while Arsenal will travel to Oxford, and then Spurs play Portsmouth. Those matches will all be played across the week from January the 6th to the 9th. Then a big shift locally in rugby. The Sharks have confirmed that Sean Everett has now stepped down from his position as head coach. That, of course, in the wake of their humiliating loss at the hands of Cardiff over the weekend. So the move was confirmed by the Sharks last night, in fact, around 24 hours after the Sharks were beaten 35-0 by the Welsh outfit. Everett, who's led the Sharks to 2 Currie Cup final losses to the Bulls at Loftus and the URC semi-finals, where they were again defeated by Jake White's Chargers. Director of Rugby Neil Powell will now take over the head coach role for the rest of the season. And sadly, Tiger Woods is out of another one. He has now announced that he will not be playing in next month's Hero World Challenge in the Bahamas due to an issue with his right foot. The 46-year-old has not played since the Open Championship at St Andrews back in July this year, when he missed the cut, of course, in that outing. The 15-time major winner, who's only played 9 competitive rounds in 2022, actually hosts the tournament. And Woods has said that he still plans to compete in the match on the 10th of December, where he'll team up with Rory McIlroy and face Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas as a pair. Well, that's where we leave our sport for now. We'll be saying good morning, Qatar, just after 7 o'clock and linking up with our broader SABC Sport family. But right now, let's connect with our weather team and find out exactly what we have in store on this brand new day. Carl's got the latest.
Thanks a lot, G. It's good to know that I'm on an entire team. It's the best thing ever this morning. But let's start with weather news. Now, this morning, we have some environmental updates for you. Some of it bad, but some also good, concerning the NSRI Bolito team on the KZN North Coast going to the rescue of a sea turtle entangled in fishing nets. Fortunately, they saved it and delivered it safely to Oshaka Marine World in Durban. Quinton Power, NSRI Belito Duty Coxswain, says the rescue was a collaboration effort by NSRI Belito, Kwarakuza Lifeguards and Belito Specialized Rescue. It was trapped in fishing nets offshore in bad shape and needing urgent assistance. But thanks to the collaboration effort, it was saved in time. Kwarakuza Lifeguards, using Malibu rescue boards, paddled out to the distressed turtle with fishing line ingested appearing to be blocking its airways. They were able to cut it free and bring it to shore. It was loaded into a Belito Specialized Rescue vehicle and transported to Oshaka Marine World, where vets took over treatment. The turtle will make a full recovery. But what great news. Now, from environmental updates, we turn our attention to sunrise views. And first up, Henny de Bruin from Kleinmond snapped this one, an early morning view overlooking the city as the sun peaks up gently, lighting up the sky and reminding you that it's leave soon. Rosalind from Durban captured this view of the sky. Looks like it's going to be a stunning day for you. Samuel Tron from Cape Agulhas shared this tangerine-infused sky before hitting the road. And then Leroy out in Middelburg shared this horizon view with silhouettes of trees out in the distance, looking like the end credits of an epic movie that will win an Oscar. Now, last up, we have Claudel from Umhlanga Sands, who shared this holiday feel, showing off lovely palm trees and calm waters that looks like the print of a holiday t-shirt. Now, sunrise views are always accepted. Please send it our way and tell us where you're from. 063-408-8863 as we continue with some of the temperatures, and these will surprise you as it gets a bit cooler in the north, but the heat is on in the south. Let's take a look. Polokwane starting with you, 12 to 24, Bombela 12 to 26, and then Pretoria 13 to 24. Nice and cool for you. Joburg also 23 is your maximum, and that's from a low of 12. We're going to get hotter from here because let's move over. We've got Mahikeng at 27 as a maximum from a low of 17, and then Klerksdorp 16 rising to 28. A bit hotter in Kimberley, 21 is your minimum to a max of 31. Bloemfontein, you'll top at 28 from a low of 14. Over to Richards Bay we go. Goeiemorgen, Richards Bay 60 to 23. Pietermaritzburg 13 to 27. Durban 18 to 25. And Mthatha 18 rising to a nice warm 29 degrees Celsius. Heading on over to East London, 23 to a low, or should I say a high of 30 today. Now, Cradock, you are going to turn the heat up. It is summer and it's on its way. 36 the high from a low of 18. Gqeberha, you've got 22 rising to 32. And George 17 to 30 today. And here's where things get really hot. Now, Cape Town, you've got 15 on the cards as you wake up this morning. 28 is the high. And then Worcester, you are the top of the temperatures. Look at those numbers. 42 degrees Celsius today, which means hydrate, stay in the shade, and try not to move around too much today. Just tell the boss you're chilling. And then Sutherland, 14 to 34. And then also Upington, you are right up there. 24 is your low, believe it or not. And you jump to a high of 39 degrees Celsius. Hopefully those temperatures can help you decide what to wear today. It seems like vests in the south of the country. But of course, now you can help Zoe figure out what she needs to wear on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Thank you, Wasty. Well, listening to that weather report, I think it's safe to say that, you know, you need to wear a little dress. Whether you are going on vacation or perhaps doing a staycation, you can enjoy the best of the season in festive colors. And since today is #Tuesday, I need you to help me choose between these two vacation-inspired looks. So option one, we're going to move over there. It is this full-on festive red dress styled with ankle strap sandals for a chic vacation look. And look, it's even got little cutouts to give a little bit of flesh. And then option two is this lightweight embroidered dress, and it's crafted from 100% cotton. And this will be styled with some ankle tie sandals, really to give it that nice chic look. Now you can go bold and boho this festive season. Head on over to Expresso's social media pages to vote for your favorite vacation-inspired look. Are we going to go for option one, which is the full red dress, or option two, which is the white dress with the red embroidery? Let me know, and don't forget to include that hashtag styled by Woolies.
Got you covered. 24-hour long wear. New skincare and ingredients. Better skin by the day. Diverse shades. Transfer resistant and waterproof. for all skin, for every life. New Color Stay Longwear Makeup.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us as we turn to health matters right now. Now, November is, as we said at the beginning of the show, Lung Cancer Awareness Month, a vitally important opportunity to highlight the burden and risk factors of lung cancer around the world. And I have a feeling we're going to get some shocking numbers and statistics today. In fact, lung cancer is the second most common type of cancer and the leading cause of cancer death worldwide. And here to unpack this issue is a Lung Cancer Awareness Month advocate and lung cancer in general, a person who has, I think, opened our eyes, professor and researcher at the UCT Lung Institute, Richard van Zyl-Schmidt and Dorothy Duploy from Cancer, both doing incredible work in their respective spaces. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always with a wry smile, Prof, that you join us this morning, because we know this. We've heard this. It's been hammered down our throats for the longest time, and we resist. And I'm talking about the smokers in the world. There is an opportunity now to shift that perception, and just even if we help 1 out of 10 people, it feels like a success. But let's start at the negative side of the story. Why is it that lung cancer is the leading cause of lung cancer death? What is going on in this dynamic? What makes it so devastating?
So the biggest challenge with cancer is diagnosis. And the problem with lung cancer is that by the time you diagnose it, generally it's spread. So unlike breast cancer, where you can self-examine, lung cancer, there's no way of detecting it until it causes a problem. So until you start coughing, losing weight, and by that time, it's already spread and then is much less sensitive to treatment.
Early detection seems to be how we are going to win the current phase of the battle against all forms of cancer right now. We need infrastructure, we need people around us. Dorothy, you must be sitting at these moments saying, but this is what we've been doing for the last 20 years. What does cancer do specifically? Because you play a very dynamic role. I know it's not just about awareness.
Yes, we have a three-legged program. Our first one is research. We fund research, and then the findings of that research is used to develop our intervention programs, which is early detection, screening clinics, education, a lot of education and awareness, and specific topics in specific months. In November, it's Men's Health, and also it's a Lung Cancer Awareness Month. Then we also do support. We were fortunate that with the dawn of the COVID pandemic, we also launched our 7-language telecounseling line.
Brilliant.
And that worked out well because people couldn't get to support groups, they couldn't get out of their homes. And in our telecounseling line, which is a phone call away, we had 7 trained counselors and the 7 different languages where we can support families, loved ones, patients, etc. around the question of why me, why did I get cancer, what do I do? Waiting times at hospitals, we know were an issue during COVID. People couldn't get into their appointments, etc.
For sure.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it, and I applaud you. I've been working alongside you guys in various guises for many years, so I understand that the nature of that role. This is the most amazing leaflet, and we get bombarded with so many kind of bits of information around these things, and I suppose by that very nature, we just ignore the clutter. This hits home, and I'm going to try and bring out as many of these as I possibly can. One thing that really jumped off here, I love the fact that after just 1 year, your risk, and this is 1 year after quitting smoking, your risk of having a heart attack will have dropped by half. That is incredible. I love the positive reinforcement, but we do still need to drive home this message that it is fatal, and we wonder why people can't break that cycle. Let's start with the risk factors. I just make the smoking, lung cancer connection. Is that where this battle line has been drawn?
Yeah, I mean, 90+% of lung cancer is tobacco. There are a few occupational things, gases and other exposures. There are a few genetics, but 99% is tobacco, and that's the challenge. And the other challenge is the disconnect. The cancer happens when you're in your 50s and 60s, and the smoking happens from your 20s, 30s on. And so we don't think 30 years ahead, but this is one of those legacy things. Although if you do stop smoking, your risk of getting cancer drops over time. So that's brilliant, but unfortunately the lag between starting and getting is that disconnect.
I will tell you right now, your blood pressure will drop back down to normal in 20 minutes. Your body is an amazing thing and it can heal itself, but I think the shift here is it's not the next 2 years, 3 years, maybe another fortunate benefit of COVID is we can see the long-term trajectory. You do this for your kids, you do this for your family, you do this for the people around you, and I have a feeling you're going to need the people around you to help you kick the habit. So we're going to continue to chat about that, but it is Lung Cancer Awareness Month, an opportunity to cast a light on something that is having a massive impact, not just on individuals' lives, but I would imagine on the medical fraternity, how much money is needed to support those that are going through this. But we'd love to hear from you. 063 408 8863. If you've got a personal perspective, drop us a voice note.
Oh, thanks, G-Man. Well, you know what? Certain exercises can help the lungs work more effectively and efficiently. So this can also reduce shortness of breath, but it's also when a person's lung capacity is limited. Now, a person may not be able to change how much oxygen their lungs can hold. However, breathing exercises and exercising and focusing on your breath, you can help reduce shortness of breath and caused by the limited lung function. Now, here to take us through some exercises and also focusing on our breathing, we have fitness instructor Carly Swartz.
Hello.
Hello.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Can I tell you, when I know I'm fit, it's like, okay, I'm in control of my breathing.
Yes.
When I'm unfit, I'm like, I'm dying.
But the more consistent you are in training, the better it will become.
Yes.
Especially breathing.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
So take us through this workout where we can focus on our breathing.
Okay. So let's just take a moment to breathe in and out, because we usually forget that when we are busy training. So let's just breathe in and out. Okay. You good? Okay. Oh,
I'm
another
good.
one.
I'm good.
Okay, so we'll be doing 5 exercises. So the first exercise that we will be doing is skipping. So we're going to pretend that we have a rope and we're going to be skipping
So
on one
normally,
spot.
when I do a workout and it
Yeah.
involves skipping and I'm working out from home, the ceilings aren't high enough. So this is me skipping.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So the next exercise, so now that the heart rate is up, we're breathing a little bit faster. So you still want to maintain breathing while you're busy exercising because we do forget, okay?
Yes.
So we're going to be doing high knees. So it's on the spot, just in. Okay, perfect. Okay, and not everyone can do high knees because of knee injuries. So this is also completely
A great alternative.
Okay. So now you can feel that our breathing is increasing. So now we're going to start with jump squats. Okay? So a little bit of a challenge. And you're going up and down. And you also want to breathe. Are you breathing?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Perfect. Next exercise that we'll be doing is a lunge back with a high knee. Okay? So it's lunge back, tightening the core. Lift up. There you go. Nice.
These really are exercises
Now
to
you
get the heart
actually-
rate up.
Yes. Okay, so now the last exercise is a plank, okay? So you can either do a plank on your hands or you can do it on your elbows, okay? So now you can actually get back into your breathing, regular breathing.
A great
Wow.
exercise to regulate it, yes.
Yes, to regulate it, and while you're regulating, you're actually working your core at the same time. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're doing at least maybe 30 seconds of each exercise, or 10 to 15 reps of each exercise. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, I'm doing good.
Perfect. So those are the 5 exercises that can actually help you with your lungs, with your breathing. Like I said, the more consistent you are in your training, the more and the better it will become.
Definitely. Well, Carly, thank you for joining us today. I'm slightly out of breath, which shows
I'm also slightly out of
my
breath.
fitness levels are not where they should be.
But like I said, the more repetitive you are in your training, the better your breathing will become, and the more challenging, more workouts you would want to do, that's more challenging and more difficult.
And that's where you go. You need to begin somewhere and build on it. Carly Swartz on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, showing us some great exercises, but also reminding us how to breathe through them.
Woolworths X-Tri powered by Imperial. South Africa's friendliest off-road triathlon is going national. Buffelspoort in Gauteng goes down on the 25th of September, Koudkloof in the KZN Midlands on the 30th of October, and the season finale at Paul Kluwer Wine Estate in the Cape on the 4th of December. With every entry helping the Woolworths Trust to better nourish, educate, and safeguard South Africa's children. Enter now at www.xtri.co.za.
Defeat your mucus monster. Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmacodynamics.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to our health focus this morning. I promised you some alarming facts, so let's continue on that tip. Did you know that in 2020, there were 2.21 million new lung cancer cases and almost 2 million deaths globally? Now, professor and researcher at the UCT Lung Institute, Richard van Zyl-Schmidt and Dorothy Duplay from Cancer are still with us this morning to continue to unpack this topic of lung cancer, being Lung Cancer Awareness Month. And of course, we invited you guys to weigh in. 063-408-8863 is our WhatsApp line. And we've got a voice note coming through from Mir Miller. Let's hear what they had to say this morning.
Good morning, Feel Good Expresso team. Lovely discussion, Mrs. Nirmala Devi Mudley of Amkumas. What I'd like to know about lung cancer, is it like all other cancers where when detected, it gets treated, you go into remission, do have an extended chance in life? Or is it a cancer where once detected, depending, I think, on the stage of it, you've got time frame, limited to live? Explain and allow us to understand lung cancer. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You too, Mira. Thank you so much for that. No pressure. Prof, I reckon this one needs to fall on you. You kind of hinted towards the fact that early detection becomes one of the major kind of watershed moments here. If you're not detecting it early enough, it can spread. But why does it sit on that? Is it purely because it's so difficult to know that it's, or see those signs and symptoms? How does it weigh up in that kind of cancer life journey, if you will?
Yeah, so with all cancers, they just staged 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just standard for any cancer. We unfortunately tend to detect them when they are in the 2 and 3s, and usually 2 and 3 means spread, so either into a gland or outside of the main center. There are 2 types of cancers, really fancy, called small cell and non-small cell. The small cell cancers are rarer, and they tend to be more sensitive to chemotherapy.
Okay.
The non-small cell, which is the general one we see, unfortunately is not. And so the only treatment for that generally is to remove it. And so if we get it under 1 centimeter, so that's like a 20-cent piece, smaller than that, you can do surgery, remove that section of lung, provided it hasn't spread, you're cured. So that's the challenge, is to catch it that early. If we're in the 2, 3s, and 4 stage, then chemotherapy doesn't tend to work so well, radiotherapy sometimes just to shrink it. So we really have a very small window with a small group of cancers to catch them really early. Otherwise, yes, it is a death sentence, unfortunately, for most people.
The battle line is then clearly drawn then in terms of detection. And we talk about education, Dorothy, almost to the point where I think people kind of switch off and they think, oh, well, the research, the medical side is the important stuff when it comes to an awareness month like this. But it's almost more important, hearing what the Prof is saying, that people are educated about signs and symptoms, but also having that support structure around them when they enter into that medical phase, which is going to be quite interesting. So how do you balance this support network, and is that being done to a degree that people are getting the message? Do you feel like a Cancer Awareness Month is landing, or do we need to rejig and rethink the way that we're approaching this?
Yes, I think that when we look at the statistics for lung cancer, obviously you need to get in early diagnosis, know what your signs and symptoms are, go and have yourself checked out, etc. So we're spending a lot of time on education and awareness. And of course, if you can prevent it through reaching our youth specifically, and like Prof said, it starts early, but you only see the actual effects as you grow older. And so a lot of education and awareness and going for, what we find is we get a lot of distress calls from family members and patients where the lung cancer has been misdiagnosed.
Oh, wow, really?
Because it masks itself in many ways. Lung cancer is sometimes not the first thing that the medical profession think of when somebody presents with symptoms. And so by the time it's detected, it is in stage 3 and 4. So a lot of education and awareness and going and have yourself checked if you have any of the symptoms, and making sure that you take care and looking at what causes it. We do know that we do get the stress calls from someone that would say, but I've never smoked in my life, and yet I've got lung cancer. And then we look at the secondary causes, second-hand smoking being one of them, and then also the lung cancer being a secondary lesion to a primary cancer.
Okay.
Which is cancer could have started somewhere else and then, moved
spread
to the
into the lungs.
Yeah. So those are all the questions that the patient grapples with when they are diagnosed.
And I think once that diagnosis has happened, you need that support structure around you and people you can relate to. We're talking a lot about the signs and symptoms. We're going to delve specifically into what that is and the action plan if you feel in any way that you need to be checked up. But I think it's an opportunity for us to shift the culture in a general sense and hit them when they're young. I absolutely love the fact that there is an entire month dedicated to this. 0634088863. If you've got a message or a question for our amazing panel this morning, please drop us a voice note.
So when it comes to our health, there's no one-fits-all diet, but well-balanced meals and making healthier food choices goes a long way.
I'd love another one, please, Mommy, with butter and lots of jam.
Another sandwich.
Clover Butro. Spread the dairy goodness.
Made with love by Clover.
And today, we want to delve into something that has caused so much polarity in the past, Brussels sprouts. I know, all right, you may have ran from them in the past, but you have to give our roasted Brussels sprouts the chance they deserve. They're like nothing you've ever tasted before. You know, mushy green blobs you remember disliking. It's a thing of the past. Thanks to Clover Butro, these tasty morsels are worth sharing and are about to become a new favorite on the table. Plus, I'm going to share with you some really great constituents of a Brussels sprout. They are so good for you, but one of the most important ingredients is a good chef. Chef Nondomiso is here, and she's about to, you know, be sprightly with us, with our sprouts.
Yes.
So, Brussels sprouts, tell me about your feelings toward them, because I know that everybody's got a different feeling toward Brussels sprouts.
I've definitely been the person to run away from Brussels sprouts in the past. I never used to like them, but this recipe is definitely one that shows that Brussels sprouts can be tasty and exciting. I'm normally one who advocates for like eating plants just as they are, but I think you know, if you want to enhance the flavor and to enhance the just I don't know, I suppose the you know, enable yourself to actually eat the Brussels sprout, then you might as well just add some of these beautiful ingredients that we're going to add.
It's a gateway, isn't it? You know, sometimes people have a certain doubt around Brussels sprouts. Sometimes it's like the table talk, you know, that when somebody goes, oh, I'm not sure I like this, but there is actually a very unique flavor.
Yeah.
And the flavor in them, it's actually called sulforaphane. And the thing about the flavor of the Brussels sprout that's quite unique is that sulforaphane, how coincidental that we're chatting about lung cancer awareness it is. So sulforaphane has been proven to sort of lower cancer risks as well, like many other cruciferous vegetables too.
Yeah.
And there's something called zeaxanthin in the Brussels sprouts too that helps your eyes. So don't be afraid of Brussels sprouts.
Nice, I like. Oh, thank you for all of that education.
Thank you. This is why I'm here.
Educating us so early in the morning. I
have to.
I absolutely like.
But you're going to butter us up a bit with butter, right? With
some of this butter. And do you want to help us with the dressing?
I'd love to. I'm smelling tahini.
Yes, always a good.
Right, because you know, when it comes to summer bodies, hey, you need to have a bit of tahini with the bikini. That works. Talk to me now.
Oh, goodness. Can you please open this?
I got you covered. Don't worry about it. So, in terms of what we're going to add to this mix over here, what are we looking at?
So we've got some tahini there, some lemon zest with some lemon juice. We've got some sesame oil as well as some sesame seeds. It's going to be very delicious. Okay, so we are going to...
Yes.
Now, ideally, you would have cooked the Brussels sprouts beforehand and they would be still a bit warm and you want to smash them a little.
You're going to smash them down?
Just a tiny bit.
There's almost that, because that's what you would do with spuds, I suppose. You do the smash down thing, but that is something that is so cool. By the way, tahini, all of these going into the tahini.
Yes, all of them. Yes, all of it, and you're going to mix it up. Okay, and then so we're going to just rub some of our butter onto our Brussels sprouts, and then we are going to top that off with some Parmesan, as well as some...
Okay, this is very decadent, okay? This is a Brussels sprouts that went to private school moment. As you know, but it's great that you're using clover buttero because it's made with the goodness of dairy. Clover buttero is tasty, it's smooth, it's easy to spread, and spreading the buttero onto the actual Brussels sprouts, as Chef Don Nobiso's doing, gives a delectable buttery flavor that melts in your mouth when you take a bite, because that's what you want. It's so smooth, even when making a sandwich. It won't break your bread, thank goodness. You know when you have that fresh white bread?
I know.
And I think that's just the thing that you don't want, and this is the great thing about buttero, is that it's just that...
It's smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth. Okay, so I'm going to be adding some chili flakes here, some garlic powder, as well as some flaky salt.
So this is something interesting that has happened with our tahini.
Now, we would ideally have a little bit of water just to thin it, okay? Just to thin it a little, you want it smooth, relatively smooth, like we see there in the end product,
And then, so once you do that, water goes in, and then this is your dipping.
That's the dip. So we're going to bake these for about 20 minutes.
Yes.
And you want to get them nice and the cheese to be all melty and gooey and delicious.
And then colour on the top there, which is very, very important.
Yeah.
You need a bit of colour and a bit of this and some sulforaphane, zeaxanthin. Big words, I know, but all constituents of Brussels sprouts that makes it so delicious. Plus, if you missed out on any of these steps, guess what? We're going to do it all over again. This time, watch carefully.
Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we wrap up our conversation this morning on lung cancer and Lung Cancer Awareness Month, which we are currently enjoying right now with Professor and researcher at the UCT Lung Institute, Richard van Zyl-Smit, and Dorothy Duploy from Cancer. The UCT Lung Institute have released the most amazing little pamphlet here, and I love these positive affirmations. So get this, after just 48 hours, your chance of having a heart attack will have decreased. All nicotine will have left your body. That's just 2 days. That's incredible. Your sense of taste and smell will return to normal. I love that. I love the notion of positive reinforcement and getting people to be proactive, because clearly what we've been doing hasn't worked. So we need to see that shift. Maybe a bit of fear is a healthy dose of fear is necessary. Signs and symptoms. I know there is an overlap with other conditions. What are those major signs that we need to look out for, the red flags?
So the biggest one that we worry about is cough. Now, not every cough is cancer. Colds and flus come and go. But if you have a cough that just won't go away, a couple of weeks, you're otherwise feeling well, but a nagging cough, that's probably the most important one to be aware of and not ignore. Coughing up blood, losing weight are seriously dangerous signs. Tends to occur much later on. But that nagging cough that just won't go away, that's the one you need to get checked out.
In fact, we've had a couple of voice notes come through this morning, and I think a similar question coming through. Let's hear from Anonymous what they had to say or pose as a question.
Good morning, good morning. I want to know if lung cancer is different from TB, because it's like it has the same symptoms. Is it different from TB?
Anonymous, very good question. We know how devastating TB can be. So how do those two conditions present, and in terms of how they exhibit and then obviously treatment?
Yeah, so it's one of the biggest challenges we have in South Africa is because we have so much TB, cancer often gets missed. Dorothy mentioned that.
Yeah.
That cough, loss of weight, even sometimes coughing up blood, TB or cancer. Chest X-ray, difficult to distinguish cancer from a TB. Often the cancer may be sitting alongside. You get the TB.
Scar tissue.
Yeah, so it's very difficult to differentiate the two. Obviously, you test for TB. If it's positive, it's got TB. But we've always been taught, and this is one of my old professors always used to say, 10% of people in Cape Town can have TB and cancer.
Cancer, wow.
So if you're over 60 and you're coughing and it could be cancer or TB, we need to make sure it's not both. That's the kind of group. In your 20s or 30s, it's more likely to be TB. It's unlikely to be cancer. But yes, we do need to differentiate the two, and it's not always that straightforward, unfortunately.
Nagging cough, see a practitioner. Simple as that. Just take that first step. Dorothy, what do we need to do here? What is for you, in your heart of hearts, as someone who's worked in the front lines for as long as you have, what do I, as a normal South African, need to do to help you in your efforts over this very important time?
We would want more awareness around the causes and how smoking, like Prof said, smoking plays a huge role in lung cancer. And how do we handle that? How do we handle the youth and etc. and the phase that they go through where, you think you're untouchable.
Unbreakable.
And unbreakable. And so more awareness around that and awareness programs. And then, of course, also for the adults to look at second-hand smoking and how their smoking practices impacts on the young in the homes. We've had many grandparents coming to us and saying that the smoking of the hubbly bubbly, their children think it's fine for their little ones
like
to
a toy,
get involved because it's a social thingy, but we do know the effects that has. So we would want more youth to become involved, become peer educators to educate others because youth listens to youth.
It's a lot more powerful.
It's a lot
in
more
that sense.
powerful, yes.
I think we all know that we can do something within our personal capacity to wage this war. Professor, thank you so much for dedicating your life to this. Dorothy, thank you so much for mobilizing the masses in this space. I'm going to do my utmost to let this sink in and spread this word to as many people as possible. I know we get hit with so many negative numbers and so many dark and gloomy facts in the space. It is very good to focus on the positive sometimes, but the bottom line is cancer in this space is devastating. Lung cancer is one of the most devastating, in fact, and the heartbreaking reality is that in most cases, it's preventable. This is one that we can cure by prevention. So please think about what you can do in your own space. But to you guys, thank you so much for doing this every day of your lives. But today, especially, we appreciate and thank you for your contributions as well.
Thank you, G. Well, listen, on the topic of health, let's turn our attention to our healthcare professionals, our pharmacists. They are not only brave, but they also inspire hope within their community.
So Pharmacy of the Week, one of our favorite times of the show, is a short feature acknowledging our incredible pharmacists, and this is our way to say thank you to these brave healthcare workers, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Well, let's take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week, Van Heerden Pharmacy at Bella Mall.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
As a pharmacist, I don't think that you choose to be one. It chooses you. It's somebody that needs compassion for the community, and in the end, you earn trust and respect of the community before you can actually serve them. I have the honor to give input into their lifestyle, and that includes a lot more than just handing medicine across a counter. I think a lot of issues can be handled in a pharmacy before people see a doctor or any other healthcare professional. A pharmacist could give some input into small issues like minor infections, like minor wounds, what the case may be, before they go to another healthcare professional. And I think a lot of issues can be picked up because, as I said, we look at lifestyle rather than treating an issue or a problem. Brave is a very strong word, and in my opinion, I can only be brave if I empower my team to be brave together with myself. And we can impact a community to also become brave and pay it forward. With the Adcock OTC range, I have been handed tools to play a role in the community while being brave.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Inspiring communities, one pharmacy at a time.
Good times is what life is all about. But sometimes heartburn, indigestion, acid reflux and UTIs can really put a dampener on our days. This summer, make sure you have citrus soda as your good health companion, relieving you of all heartburn, indigestion and UTI symptoms. Let's get back to feeling good. Citrus soda brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Well, there you have it. A big thank you to all our local pharmacies doing incredible work in our community.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. 1 hour done and dusted. We are about to jam into the second. And of course, I'll be saying good morning, Qatar, to the broader SABC Sports family across all of the channels in just a moment. But right now, let's bring you up to speed with today's major talking points. Zozo's got the latest.
Thank you, Graham. Let's start off with national news. KwaZulu-Natal's efforts towards rebuilding after the devastating floods and the July riots have received a shot in the arm. SA Breweries has announced an injection of over 800 million rand to the province's economy through its expansion program, which is part of its plant in Prospecton, south of Durban. In May this year, the provincial government announced that more than 30,000 people had lost their jobs after the devastating floods. An estimated 50 billion rand was also wiped out of the country's economy after the deadly riots in July. Staying with our local news, Eskom CEO Andre de Ruyter says there have been wide-ranging acts of sabotage at a number of power stations. This follows last week's arrest of a contractor working at Camden Power Station in Mpumalanga after being positively linked to an incident of sabotage. In a statement, the power utility said the contractor admitted to intentionally removing the oil drain plug, causing oil burners to trip repeatedly. Rocks instead of coal were also recently delivered to the Majuba power station. De Ruyter says mysterious failures have also been reported as rolling blackouts continue. And the European police agency Europol says it has helped uncover a drug cartel that is believed to be responsible for about a third of the cocaine trade in Europe. The cartel operates from the United Arab Emirates. Europol says that between November 8th and 19, 49 suspects were arrested during a coordinated raids in Belgium, France, the Netherlands, Spain, and the UAE. The agency says during the operation, some 30 tons of drugs were seized. The operation was planned over a period of 2 years. And staying with news beyond our own borders, a landslide in Cameroon's capital, Yaoundé, has killed at least 14 people who were attending a funeral. Dozens of people were attending the funeral on a soccer pitch at the base of a 20-meter high ground embankment, which collapsed on top of them, witness said. Now, Yaoundé is one of Africa's cities that receives ample rain and has dozens of steep, shack-lined hills. It's reported that heavy downpours have triggered several devastating floods throughout the country this year, weakening infrastructure and displacing thousands of people. And on a lighter note, Winston, a cream-colored French bulldog, has claimed top honors at one of the biggest dog shows in the world, the 2022 National Dog Show, which is held annually in Philadelphia, USA. The show hosted some 2,000 talented pooches representing nearly 200 breeds. It drew a huge TV audience of some 20 million viewers, with Winston announced top dog over all the canine competitors. Winston was described as a bouncy, crowd-pleasing French bulldog. One of the judges said he's a show dog with personality and beauty and a perfect fit for the breed. He also has a razzle-dazzle that says, "I am here to win tonight." And Winston is, of course, familiar with fame-making, as this was his 78th Best in Show title. He's ranked the #1 all-breed canine in the entire US. So let's give him a round of applause for Winston. Well, on that note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a first look at your traffic.
It's a lot, Zoe. Let's take a peek at the traffic. If you're still heading to work, I want to give you an idea of what you can expect on those roads. Pietermaritzburg, KZN, there's an ongoing roadwork situation on the N3 westbound. Before Peter Brown Drive, the middle lane is closed, so naturally you can expect delays. And then in Centurion, Joburg, there is a stationary truck on the N1 southbound after Brakfontein. 2 lanes are closed. Please be cautious, and as you know, there will be some extra waiting time. So please plan your trip and get to work safe as we take a peek at your weather. Starting with weather news, and the world's largest active volcano, Hawaii's Mauna Loa, is erupting for the first time in almost 40 years. Officials said lava flows are contained within the summit area and are not yet threatening downslope communities. But a notification from the U.S. Geological Service has warned the situation could change rapidly. An ashfall advisory is in effect for Hawaii's Big Island and the surrounding waters, and residents have been told to remain vigilant. Meanwhile, Ecuador's Cotopaxi volcano, one of South America's most active stratovolcanoes, has been emitting a plume of gas and vapor, which over the weekend reached a height of 1.8 kilometers above its crater. Ash from the volcano has fallen south of the capital, Quito, and in surrounding valleys, the volcano has been emitting gases since October, but the plume rising from it this weekend was unusually high. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that situation for you when it comes to natural disasters and the like. But we do need to turn our attention to your sunrise views. These are always so beautiful and get us started and give us good screensaver ideas. Now, our 7 a.m. update starts with Jean de Pierre from Bombela, who snapped this shot of the sky with calming blasts of orange shades glimmering up the sky. It is looking good. A positive day ahead indeed. Emil Jones from Buccleuch, Johannesburg, shared this pink-inspired sunrise whilst out enjoying a morning run with his dogs. And then Warren from Joburg captured stunning views of a glorious fiery sky from his home before starting work. And last up, we have Eunice Somersall from Rand Park Ridge, showing off incredible blue skies and luscious green trees this happy Monday. I love your sunrise views so much. They inspire me. So please send them my way. 063-408-8863. I'd love to feature you on your Feel Good Breakfast show as we take a peek at the temperatures you can expect all the way across the country. Let's start in Polokwane. 12 to 24 is what you can expect. Bombela, you've got 12 to start your day, but then 26 a tad later. Pretoria, 13, rising to 24 degrees Celsius. And then Johannesburg, there is some thunder expected, 23 the high, and that's from a low of 12. Now, Mahikeng, 17 rising to 27 for you. Klerksdorp, 28 is the maximum from a low of 16. And Kimberley shining bright like a diamond as you always do. 31 is the high from a low of 21. Bloemfontein, you've got 14 on the cards as you rise this morning, and then you rise to 28 as the maximum temperature today. Then Richards Bay, 16 to 23. Pietermaritzburg, 13 to 27 today. Durban, you can expect a maximum of 25 to 18. And Mthatha, you've got 29 in the cards, and that's from a low of 18 degrees Celsius. Now, things are going to get hotter. Let's go to East London, 23 to a high of 30 degrees Celsius. Cradock, even higher for you. 36 degrees Celsius today. Please stay hydrated. Try and stay in the shade and keep out of the sun. Gqeberha, you've got 22 to 32, and then George, 17 to 30 is on the cards for you. Over at the Mother City, 28 is the max from a low of 15. Worcester, this is a big warning for you. 16 is how you start your day. 42 is your high, so please remain hydrated. Sunscreen, you know the drill. Sutherland, 14 to 34, and then Uppington, also very hot. 39 is the max from a low of 24, which is kind of high. Either way, the temperatures are looking good. The day's looking great, and you're starting with us, which is even better. And naturally, you've got so many things to look forward to in your Feel Good Breakfast show. Just ask Graham.
Yes, indeed. In fact, you have a role to play. You guys know this. It's a Tuesday, which means it's a Tuesday. A little bit earlier on the show, if you're wondering what I mean choose, as in you get to choose. And of course, Zoe was asking you to help her choose between two beautiful vacation-inspired looks. Maybe the weather is weighing in. So we had option one, was this full-on festive, beautiful red dress styled with ankle-strap sandals. I know that color will pop on Zoe. And then option two was a lightweight embroidered dress crafted from 100% cotton and styled with ankle tie sandals. Both very cute, both speaking to the season. So let's see what y'all are saying. Esme saying good morning. Option one will look stunning on Zoe. Linda Tolo saying I love option one. It's a beautiful dress and red is my favorite color. I mean, if you dig red, you dig red. And this is popping, that one. Shireen saying good morning, Zoe and the team. Happy Tuesday. I go for option one, the red dress, to get you in a festive mood. Thanks for an awesome show every day, team. Thank you so much. We're sending that love right back at you. you. Zelandia is saying, good morning. Option 1, she always looks good in red. I was thinking exactly the same thing. Shirley saying Zoe would look stunning in option 1. Gaynor saying definitely option 1. Have a blessed day. Are we picking up a bit of a trend? I have a feeling that the Christmas decorations every year might have swayed us a little bit. We're all about festive. And yes, we know this colour's going to pop on this beautiful girl, Zoe. Step out here into the light.
And I'm stepping into the light wearing the red.
I like it. And
that won.
This was very much demanded by the people. Everyone absolutely loved the red. It's festive, it's a vibe, and it doesn't kind of feel like it matches the season. You feel good.
It does, and it's quite cute that it's got these little cutouts, so like a little bit of flesh coming through.
It's cheeky, it's cute, it's fresh, and the colour pops on you. Check, you've even got a cheeky smile now that you're wearing that. It's awesome.
I love it.
Thank you so much. You guys have fantastic taste. Vacay mode has been activated, and you can enjoy all of the festive feels in Woolies. Their incredible range of light and breathable 100% cotton dresses. Trust me, in the heat, like 42 degrees in Uppington, it's going to make a difference. But you can shop this gorgeous look online, in-store, or using the amazing Woolies app. Give us a twirl. Beautiful. Yay.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked on a very inspirational Tuesday morning. In fact, let's get you even more inspired to get up there and get moving. We are gearing up for the Woolworths X-Tri, powered by Imperial. It's a year-end celebration of fun and, yes, fitness. The grand finale is in sight for South Africa's friendliest off-road triathlon series, and everyone is getting ready for this weekend at the Paul Clevier Family Wines Estate in the Western Cape. It's gorgeous, although it's going to be a bit of a battleground this weekend. And here to tell us more about what to expect and how to get through those final preparations is Vicky van der Merwe from the Stellenbosch Triathlon Squad. Are you ready for a big weekend? I know it's still early days in the week, but this is really exciting stuff. How are you feeling about this amazing year of fun and fitness now culminating?
Yeah, really excited for Sunday. Really looking forward to the event at Paul Clevier. It's a beautiful venue.
It's stunning.
I think it's going to be so much fun.
There is a lifestyle element when it comes to triathlons and this kind of training that's just different. It lands differently. It's something that you can involve the whole family in, but it's also very personally challenging. You started getting into this space when you were 15. What drew you into this? It's always the swimming that terrifies me. Could you swim before you started doing triathlons, or did you have to like really push yourself?
Yes, I was actually just telling one of the girls that said she does marathons and cycling. I said, okay, all you need to do is add the swimming. But about 70 to 80% of the people that I coach or the trainer at STS say exactly the same thing, so you're not alone.
Thank you.
But for me, it was different. I always say I've done sport as long as I can remember, so I was lucky to be exposed to a lot of different sports.
Multidiscipline.
And so very, very sporty since birth. And then, and by the time I did my first triathlon, I was actually focusing on swimming at age 15, and I got a bit tired of swimming up and down the black line twice a day, so and then started with triathlon. So.
There is something cool about the community that you plug into, and obviously we are spoiled to have some of the most beautiful coastlines, beautiful areas to run in. So yes, I understand that element, but there's something about this notion, the fundamental of fitness. And it's almost like you can instill this in a family. Just one experience, a child going to see an event like this, to see mom or dad or brother or sister taking part, can leave a mark. And it's about that culture of fitness.
Absolutely.
What is it about this particular series, the Woolies X-Tri, powered by Imperial? What has made this so special, do you think? Because it kind of feels like it's making this kind of fitness accessible for everyone.
Yeah, so I think exactly. No, I think the difference between of this triathlon is there really is something for everyone, and it's a family-friendly event. So the vibe, obviously, with Woolies being involved, going to be very friendly, welcoming, great hospitality. The kids will definitely be inspired, and as I said, there's something for everyone.
And you'll find your tribe. You'll find a group of people who are so motivated, but also motivating.
Yes.
And that's what I've loved about my own kind of rehab back into fitness journey, is reconnecting with the runners out on the road. That community of people that are all in that same push together. I absolutely love it. That being said, there's a small matter of a triathlon to get through. How does this week of preparation look then? What goes through your mind when you're coaching people in this space? Is there something I can eat that is going to get me across the line? Where should I be in my training life cycle right now?
Yeah, so I think it's only a couple of days before. Entries close tomorrow. I think just a few things in this last week. Firstly, I wouldn't try anything new, start a new diet now. Buy new shoes and race in them this Sunday. So just stick to what you know, stick to your normal diet. Don't try anything new. That's like the golden rule of race week. You don't want to go into that. Secondly, preparation is key, so make sure you go through your checklist. They will be sending out an email with everything you need. Go through what you need for your swim, your bike. Make sure your bike is ready. Check it. You don't want to get there and have a technical. So make sure you go through everything and be well prepared. And thirdly, just keep it simple and keep it fun. It's a fun event, and
One piece of advice. Let's get into the mind of the triathlete now. What's worked for you? Is there a mantra? Is there a point in a race? Is there an X factor here that you try and pass on to the students that you have under your tutelage? Is it just put your head down and push through the swim? I'm not going to be able to let go of the swimming element. But in your mind, what is that X factor when it comes to...
Not allowed to say. No.
Well, I could, but you're going to have to charge me. It's fine. It's all right.
Exactly. No, I mean, I believe in visualization. So going through the race race in your mind, and obviously just positive, visualization. So just positive thoughts. No, don't allow. I know a lot of people are a little bit intimidated by the swim and all the people, but just don't allow any negative thoughts in your mind, and yeah, you'll be fun. It's just lots of fun. So yeah, just go through it in your mind and positive thoughts, and like for someone like me, it's a very short race. You do just want to go hard from the start, but if you're not so experienced or if it's new, take your time, soak it in, and just take it discipline for discipline.
Look forward to seeing you whiz past us as we take it nice and slow. No, enjoy it, and thank you so much for putting in the effort that you do in this space. I love the fact that we are democratizing fitness.
Yes.
And on this sort of level, because I guarantee you, out of this group of people, that seed is going to be planted, and we're going to see the next Vicky coming through the ranks, which we love. Thank you so much, and enjoy it.
Thank you.
Stay safe, stay injury-free, and enjoy it. Enjoy the outdoors with your loved ones, because that's what this is about. Let the kids tag along or enter as a team even with your best friends. I love this. It's all about the human connection. No matter your athletic ability, I guarantee you there is a category just for you and, yes, for me. And entries, obviously, for this Sunday's Woolworths X-Tri, powered by Imperial's grand finale at the Paul Kluwer Family Wine State. They close tomorrow, as you heard. That's the 30th of November. So please get on it. You can visit www.xtri.co.za. We have those details on all of our social platforms. And then the Athlete Race Pack collection is at Maker's Landing at the Victoria and Alfred Waterfront Cruise Terminal on the 1st of December. So take a note of that and just go and enjoy yourself with the whole family. Thank you so much. Stay safe out there and enjoy it.
Thank you. See you there.
Woolworths X-Tri, powered by Imperial. South Africa's friendliest off-road triathlon is going national. Buffelspoort in Gauteng goes down on the 25th of September, Koudkloof in the KZN Midlands on the 30th of October, and the season finale at Paul Kluwer Wine Estate in the Cape on the 4th of December. With every entry helping the Woolworths Trust to better nourish, educate, and safeguard South Africa's children. Enter now at www.xtri.co.za.
Welcome back, your beautiful souls. Yes, the World Cup is in full swing, and we are absolutely loving it. The second week of the World Cup now in its business end, with 2 African teams having competed yesterday in the form of Cameroon and Ghana. Welcome to our SABC Sport family as we say good morning, Qatar. Myself and Carl Waste are going to take you through some of the fun happenings on and off the field, but of course so much pressure on the teams even now to make it out of the group phase. There was also one standout match between Portugal and Uruguay, while Brazil, looked like Brazil as they took on Switzerland. Incredible, but of course so much focus on our African teams, and Cameroon kept their hopes of formidable lines roared back thanks to that superb effort from their captain. Fantastic. And then Eric Maximo Choupo-Moting's equalizer just 3 minutes later. And yes, people were happy. Take a look. So you get to the point that you're about to faint because you've been screaming so much. Obviously, Abubakar's goal was the talking point, while his assist for that equaliser meant that he became the first substitute to both score and assist in a single World Cup game for an African nation. Brilliant stuff. Let's hope the milestones keep coming. Then, of course, a lot of pressure from an African perspective on Ghana. They faced off with South Korea, knowing that they needed a win to keep the hopes of progressing to the knockout stages alive. And, of course, the Black Stars ran out 3-2 winners in one of the matches of the tournament so far. I'm going to put it out there. Mohamed Kudus scoring twice for Ghana as they keep their hopes of qualifying for the next round alive. I've been to Ghana. I absolutely love it. They have obviously a very proud footballing history, but now even more pressure because it looks like they are one of 2 teams that pretty much are carrying our entire hopes.
It's time for to step up. You know, there's a massive generation, as you mentioned, of players that have have represented Ghana and also the top clubs in the world. But this is the new breed coming through. And you know what? The one thing about Ghanaian fans, and I've seen them before in different sporting codes, the gees, the energy is still the same for the Black Stars. So as you can see there, and those celebrations will carry on into the night. In fact, till the next game.
They are still carrying on. These are live. These are live visuals right now from Qatar. No, I'm lying completely. And of course, well, we were treated to some beautiful standout matches right across the board. In fact, one to watch. Portugal tackling Uruguay, with the South Americans looking to get their first win of the tournament, while a win for Portugal would obviously seal progression. The match was won by Portugal thanks to a brace from their man of the moment, this magician in the midfield, Bruno Fernandes, to send his side through to the next round.
In 50 days.
Absolutely love the fact that this man is having an opportunity to make his mark on the world stage, but it looks like the guys are just having a little bit of fun, man. I absolutely love the fact that fans are getting to experience a completely different side of the world. And we all know that football fans will quite literally follow their team to the ends of the earth to watch them play. And these Portuguese fans are no different. They hitchhiked from Lisbon to Doha to be a part of the World Cup. Wow. That guy looks like it's taking a bit of strain.
Yeah, he looks like he needs a feed.
He needs a bed. They got some tea. But what a cool story to tell, and a life-changing experience. Okay, maybe it was the falling off the horse, but well done to those guys. We love the fact that this is how much you love your team. Then there have been some really exciting moments of this year's tournaments, with goals going in all over the place, and of course a few shock results pretty much daily. However, not every game will get fans out of their seats, and they're forced to keep themselves busy during the 90 minutes, just like these fans did during one of the matches. You're so naughty. And?
Oh,
whoa!
Where'd it go?
Oh,
Where'd it go all the way?
Please go onto the field, go onto the field, go onto the field.
I think it made it.
There it is!
It made it! Well done.
We love it. If the goalkeeper had caught it, it would have been enough. To tips and the rest of this amazing Good Morning Qatar team, we love you. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Enjoy all of the feast of footballing action. We'll see you to do it all over again just after 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And of course, to all those football fans, let us know where your allegiance lies. What has been the shock moment for you? Who are you supporting? Who is the GOAT officially going to be after this World Cup? Drop us a voice note, 063-408-8863. We'd love to hear from you.
Stand a chance of winning 10,000 Rand with Play.Coza when you watch Tropica Island of Treasure. Simply SMS PLAY to 41191 or scan this QR code and follow the steps to enter. You could be winning your own treasure of 10,000 Rand. T's and C's apply and can be found on Play.Coza. Let's play with Play.Coza.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. Now it's time to add some of our feel-good vibes to one lucky winner this Tuesday morning.
Indeed, Citrus Soda, in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, is giving you the chance to win 2,000 Rand daily by answering the weekly competition question in celebration of their new cranberry flavor. We wanted to hear all about how you like your cranberries and why.
Oh, well, listen, our lucky winner this morning is, can we get a drum roll, please? Angel Marcus, and this is what Angel commented, saying, juiced for sure, hashtag Citro Soda. We actually have Angel on the line right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
How does it feel to be our winner today?
Excellent, excellent. It's so exciting.
Oh, fantastic. Listen, what else do you love the most about Citro Soda?
You know what? I've actually been using citrus soda as a little girl, and it's always helped with your, stomach problems and indigestion. And it helps that it really doesn't taste that bad either.
It definitely helps.
And apparently citrus soda also helps dancing as well. It just assists that too, the experience and the creativity.
Oh, really? I used to be a ballet dancer. I didn't even know that.
I thought so. I had a feeling you were a dancer. Must be the picture. Either way, your cash prize, what are the plans for it?
Well, it's my son's birthday today, so we'll actually go do something for his birthday.
That is so special. Definitely well-deserved, and congratulations. Enjoy it and enjoy the birthday celebrations.
Oh, well, thank you so much, and thank you again for the prize. It's so amazing.
There you go, our Citro Soda winner this morning, Angel Marcus. Now, you can enter to stand the chance to also be our next lucky winner, and if you're wondering how, well, here's how. Make the most of your festive season and celebrate without the fear of heartburn or indigestion spoiling it. Citro Soda's daily giveaway of 2,000 Rand cash will let you fizz up your fun. Citro Soda is in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Enter every Monday to Friday, November 14th to December 16th.
Yeah, and answer the weekly competition question on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page and include the hashtag Citro Soda. Now, your T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com, and that's Citro Soda, available in original and cranberry.
Spinach and butternut squash, two vegetables that you are sure to find at any gathering because they're amazing. And this recipe combines the flavors of your favorite roasted butternut along with a cheesy creamed spinach to make a nuts about cooking creamed spinach loaded with baked butternuts. And Nondubiso is here to show us how this mouth-watering recipe, she's not just here, she is celebrating
She is
this
happy.
recipe. You are
She is
beaming.
She's thrilled.
Because this is a flavor bazooka, as I say.
Yes.
And gone are the days of veg being bland and boring. And these are two of my go-to, obviously from a health perspective, really just jam-packed with all the right kind of nutrients. But this is about flavor.
It's about flavor, and it's really about putting plants right at the center of a dish, right? And showing that you can cook a whole meal, a whole dish with just
that
veg,
is going to be satisfying.
That is going to be satisfying and nutritious.
Okay, so what's going on? So obviously, go nuts.
We go nuts with that oil, coconut oil.
And we've gone for refined coconut oil, which is great for cooking and frying. Why? Because it has a very high smoking point. And I love the fact that it's not going to carry that flavor profile of the coconut. It's going to give you all of the benefits. And they are really abounding when it comes to coconut oil. But this has got a great flavor profile as well. Okay, so
we've got we've got some onions. We're going to saute until they're translucent.
Nice and finely chopped.
Yes, nice and finely chopped. We're going to add our mushrooms. We're going to again cook those for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're going to start adding in our spinach. Now, do you want to start helping us with the butternut there?
Okay, so presumably I'm scooping out all of our
Now, you could also wash the seeds and then spice them up with add some salt and spices and then roast them as well. And of course, then you could add them on top just for that extra crunch at the end.
I am just creating a little bit of a boat here.
Yes, you create a little bit of a boat. Now, I absolutely love this kind of recipe because I like to use plants when I'm in my plating, so as a styling actually trick. Of course, yeah. Because it's already so beautiful on its own. Why not use it and use it to serve the butternut as is, right?
Absolutely beautiful. I think that, when we talk about eating with the eyes, it goes beyond just our identifying color, but there's something about the experiential side of it.
Exactly.
Like this. I mean, you could even do these on a braai. I love that. Just go full earthy. I love the vibe.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got our scooped out butternut.
Yeah, so let me do more of this the spinach here. You want to just add the spinach gradually, and you want to cook it until it's wilted.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you kind of know because it'll halve in size. And I know it looks like we started with about 9 kilograms of spinach,
yeah.
But it does reduce.
It
so
will
just bear that in mind.
It really does. Okay, we're going to add our spinach, and to that we are going to add some. Once it's wilted, we're going to add our flour, some nutmeg, and some salt and pepper just to taste. Then we're going to add
flavors.
Some milk and some cream to get our beautiful cream spinach.
I love this, and obviously the garlic flavor through this really does pop. And then presumably I'm going to fill our gorgeous little boats with our filling.
Yes. So you're going to fill that up. And you know what? You can go crazy with this as well. If you are
don't tell me. I will go mad.
You could add maybe some vegan mince if you're into mince. So you could add something meaty. That's what I'm trying to get at. But we know that the meat options are now open. You can have vegan mince, or you could have actual mince in your butternut. You could add some fried rice or some savory rice as well.
To bulk it up a little bit.
Yeah,
okay,
really,
I love
really
that.
lovely.
Okay, and then how do we finish these little beauties off?
Oh, okay. So this is what I should have told you. You want to add the parmesan before, but it's fine.
Okay.
You could always just add it at the top and then add the.
Okay, so this we could have mixed in, so then you're going to get that sticky.
Oh,
I love it. Well, I'm going to load our cheese and then the parmesan on top, and we're going to get a beautiful crispy exterior. And I suppose because this is cooked, you just really need those flavors to come together in the oven, right?
Yes, precisely. And then, then you, of course, in the oven, you do bake it. Yes?
Absolutely beautiful. And there is something about the flavor of roasted butternut that just lands differently. But the combination of these two flavors, absolutely beautiful. And at the heart is healthy cooking. Nuts About Cooking, obviously giving you access to some incredibly nutritious meals, but they're also giving you the chance to win a cruise to Mozambique valued at 20,000 Rand.
Wow.
Yes, please. To enter and experience a taste of the tropics yourself, simply purchase any of the Nuts About Cooking products. There's a beautiful range. Take a photo of you with that particular product and send the picture to any of the Go Nuts or About Cooking social media pages, or you can just send it to the WhatsApp line 060-582-3678. And of course, don't forget to like and follow the Nuts About Cooking Facebook and Instagram pages. You'll get some great cooking inspiration there as well. But for this particular competition, you've got a bit of time. It's going to close on the 28th of February next year. I can't believe we're talking about next year already, but it's actually just around the corner. But you can find all of the terms and conditions that apply on nutsaboutcooking.co.za. This smells amazing.
Yeah, it is, and it tastes amazing too.
Sensodyne, repair, and protect with deep repair. The science is pretty amazing. It really goes deep and repairs tooth sensitivity. The science is there. It's going to improve their quality of life in a big way. This is the first thing I recommend.
Welcome back. Let's meet our performer this morning. Paul Mark Adams is an artist, producer, and a phenomenal entertainer who's taken Mzansi and Germany by storm with his upbeat, feel-good anthems that prove that music is above all his first love. But let's get a first taste. Take a listen.
2 words and wishes I always got to bend. She's calling me. Music's calling me. And where she leads, I will go. And where she goes, I will follow on that road to somewhere I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a feel-good welcome to Paul Mark Adams. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Oh, but he's so good to have you here. Loving the sound check, loving the energy, the vibe, the second you guys stepped into our space. I've got to ask you, because you've likened your relationship to music like a relationship with a woman.
Yes.
Sometimes intimate, I'm sure sometimes very passionate and fiery.
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster, like every relationship. So when did you realize that she was indeed your first love? When did this take hold for you?
Childhood, I guess.
Really? Wow.
Yes, when you find that being on a stage is your space. It's where you really find yourself and express yourself. And I've never looked back since. My mother used to find me in the church sleeping under the tables, under the stage.
Just absorbing the
and
music.
so it's been a connection from the time I opened my eyes. So I guess the natural progression was to singing and to being artistic and to be around music, around bands and stuff like that. So
collaboration. I'm beginning to realize more and more. We've established two things. First of all of our musician friends and most of you guys that come onto the stage are some of the most mentally fit and healthy because you've been processing for the last 2 years and writing and dealing with all of that. But in so doing, helping us work through these challenging years. You talk about those audiences being on a stage as being your real house. How much more do you appreciate it now? After it was taken away.
Well, you know, if you're referring to 2020, it's like, this is like a breath of fresh air, being back, being in your role, not only as a musician, but, you know, we are catalysts in our society.
Very much so,
And so, you know, you're taking the salt out of the pot when you remove music from society, and that was the experience for me. It was basically really like soul destroying my purpose. I lost my purpose. But thank God we could be back. We're in full force. We're doing our thing. I appreciate the stage much more, and we don't take things for granted anymore as well.
I'm so glad you said that, not for ourselves or for our compatriots, those in our networks, but especially for the fans, because we've survived by listening to your lyrics, by going through these moments with you. It's also become a global village, and you have chosen to kind of have a dual polarity here. I'm hoping South Africa is still your first love when it comes to the music, but Germany obviously has become a very happy hunting ground for you.
It's my home now, yes.
Does it feel the same? Or is it different? At its heart, is music just music? Or do you have to recode yourself to slip into that German set?
I mean, in every country you perform, you know, there's a different cultural setting, there's a different audience. Yes, the Germans, for me personally, being an African musician there, it takes long to warm them up.
Really?
Yes. The Germans but the Germans are honest people.
Once you get there,
yes. And I've been fortunate to be able to ply my trade full time since I got there in 2012.
Wow.
And it's been a challenge. It takes a while to progress to that phase where you actually are appreciated and recognized. And as an African, I offer something different anyway, you know. So, and we have to be comedians as artists. We have to adapt. We have to, you know, also accept whatever environment we have to play in, you know.
You've got to be a mirror. You've got to hold yourself up so that society can see themselves in often the most raw and emotional way. And I get a sense that this is very much defining where you're at the moment. When we look at releases like Earthchild, Calling Me, is there intention behind what you're doing now? Do you find that that's a responsibility?
I know that music commercially sells on the love theme, obviously, the romance, and I love that too. And two of the songs I do today is just basically about love, etc. But for me, most rewarding is when a song has a message.
Yeah.
Earth Child is about, I was an educator. That was my first career.
Wow, okay.
And I take very to heart the development of children all over the world. And that's why, you know, education is a big thing for me. And knowing that so much of the children in this world have no access to resources for education. And that's where Earth Child came from. And the other song I'll be doing today is about Madiba, our rainbow in the sky. Wow. Again, a message that's always very pertinent and one that we should not forget ever in this country, especially knowing our history, etc.
It's making your job feel even more important, but
Absolutely.
at its heart, you create majestic, beautiful music.
Thank you so much.
And don't ever lose sight of that. I know. We've been listening very intently, and we are so privileged to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And you've brought the masses with you,
yes.
so we're going to have a musical
I moved to my tribe today.
You've just officially become a part of our tribe, and we've got about 1.5 million people ready to hear this incredible man perform with his charges this morning. So don't move a muscle. You are in for a treat today.
Yes.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here at S3, and we've been raising awareness about lactose intolerance, and to manage it, thanks to the No-Lac lactose-free range from Clover. To see how much we have all learnt, we have put together a little quiz, and stepping into our square ring this morning is somebody that is super amazing. We have Lolo Magubane, who has decided to step on. Good morning, Lolo.
Morning.
I would love to know, who is that little one next to you?
Pumalani.
Pumalani, welcome. Well, then, it's going to be a two-person quiz today. Why not? The more the merrier. So, this is how it works, Lolo. Okay. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, which you need to answer to the best of your ability. Each correct answer gives you 10 points. And, of course, the big prize is this wonderful No-Lac hamper. And I can tell you, you're going to want that in your life. Right. Lolo, are you ready for the quiz?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, first question, Lolo. Answer the following question as true or false. Lactose intolerance is a condition in which you have digestive symptoms such as bloating, diarrhea, and stomach cramps. Is that true or false?
True.
Lolo, correct answer. Congratulations. 10 points to you. Doing so well so far, hey? I like it.
Oh, yes.
Let's not lack any enthusiasm. Let's keep on going. Right, number 2. Is lactose in dairy products a sugar or a preservative?
I think it's preservative.
Unfortunately, incorrect, Lolo. Lactose is a sugar found in dairy products, but keep on going. You already got 10 points on the board. We're not going to stop now. Another true or false question for you, Lolo. Here it comes. Lactose intolerance is the same thing as a milk allergy.
True.
Unfortunately, incorrect. It's false. A milk allergy is actually an immune disorder. But I like that we're learning together here, which is the most important thing about our awareness around lactose intolerance this month. Now, I want you to answer this just quick. Yes or no. Can lactose intolerance be cured? Yes or no?
No.
Yes, Lolo. Another 10 points on the board. I'm so proud of you. And there's no treatment for lactose intolerance, but you can manage your symptoms by including lactose-free products like, yes, you guessed it, Clover No-Lac. Let's get you another question. True or false, Lolo? The lack of calcium may cause your bones to become weak and likely to break. True or false?
True.
Lolo, I don't know why you're so amazing this morning, but I'm loving it, okay? Loving it. Lactose intolerant individuals can enjoy dairy again with added calcium, and that is thanks to No-Lac from Clover. Now, let's get you a quick tally of the points that you got on the board. And it looks like you got 30 points on the board, which is fantastic. So well done. Thank you for participating in our short quiz, Lolo. We hope you enjoy something special because you know what? 30 points sounds good to me. Let's get you a hamper. Congratulations.
Thank you. Woohoo.
Yes. And also, Pumalani, well done. Thank you so much, Lolo. You're amazing. And to Pumalani as well, have a great day. And that's how easy it is to win with No-Lac. If you are challenged with lactose intolerance, the good news is that you can enjoy dairy again thanks to the Clover No-Lac lactose-free range of milk and dairy snack with added calcium and vitamin D, which are essential nutrients to keep you healthy and, of course, to stay strong. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we share more about lactose intolerance and how you can manage it. Thanks to Nolac from Clover.
Clover Nolac. Lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Your timing is perfect. Paul Mark Adams is about to perform. Yes, he looks like Idris Elba. We know this, okay? It's been established. But I reckon, we're focused on lung health this morning. I reckon half of the Western Cape's lung capacity is sitting here ready to show you some exquisite musicality. He calls it his first love. You're about to find out why. Here is Paul Mark Adams with True Love. Take it away.
Let's do it, guys. question, if you could answer, it's about that thing we call love. L-O-V, that's what it spells, but seldom do we know what it means. True love is so hard to find, never lasts for one day, but to the end of time, it's that sweet harmony. To us we that's one, what a mystery. That's to love, love, yeah. Bring it. To love, with love. You give me, you give me, you give me. To love, with love. Sweeter than honey, it can't be bought with money. Something you receive when you learn to give, and it's that pot of gold at the rainbow's end. Once you find it, don't never let it go. No, no, no. True love is so hard to find, never lasts for one day, but to the end of time, it's that sweet harmony. To us, be that's one. What a mystery. That's to love, to love, love, love. Real love, real, give me some real love. To love, real love. You give me, you give me, you give me. So that we'll get up and get some real love this morning. Thank you so much.
Absolutely incredible, to say the least, Paul Mark Adams, and that's why we love our local music and that band as well. But we need to take a peek at the news, of course. It's just after 8 o'clock. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's start off nationally. Authorities from the Western Cape and the Northern Cape have committed to collaborate and join forces with Namibia in a bid to create a green hydrogen investment corridor in the region of the Southern African Development Community. The three regions have made significant investments in green hydrogen plant construction, and an inaugural Africa Green Hydrogen Summit began in Cape Town just yesterday. Labelled as the first of its kind, the summit is dubbed the launch pad of a green economy for the next 30 to 50 years. Now, KwaZulu-Natal's efforts towards rebuilding after the devastating floods and the July riots have received a shot in the arm. SA Breweries has announced an injection of over 800 million rand to the province's economy through its expansion program, which is at its plant in Prospection, south of Durban. In May this year, the provincial government announced that more than 30,000 people had lost their jobs after the devastating floods. An estimated 50 billion rand was also wiped out of the country's economy after the deadly riots in July. On to international news. Zimbabwe has been ordered to suspend power generation from its main source of electricity, the Kariba hydroelectric dam. The news is a blow to Zimbabweans who are already facing up to 12 hours a day without electricity. The Zambezi River Authority said water storage levels were too low for power generation. Kariba supplies more than 60% of Zimbabwe's electricity. Currently, it has only a quarter of last year's levels. Now, Zimbabwe will only be able to resume generating power from Kariba in January. Now, the European Police Agency, Europol, says it has helped uncover a drug cartel that is believed to be responsible for about a third of the cocaine trade in Europe. The cartel operates from the United Arab Emirates, the UAE. And Europol says that between November 8 and 19, 49 suspects were arrested during coordinated raids in Belgium, France, the Netherlands, Spain, and the UAE. The agency says the operation of some 30 tons of drugs were actually seized during that operation, and the operation was planned over a period of 2 years. Now, some 80,000 revelers descended on Cape Town's Grand Parade and Adley Street on Sunday night as the festive lights switch on saw the city's holiday season kick off, conveying the message Cape Town, City of Hope. Cape Town's Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis did the honours by switching on the impressive and iconic Christmas lights for the first time since 2019. Hill-Lewis delivered a short message of hope before flicking the switch, saying the Mother City is an example of hope to the rest of the country. The jubilant audience danced and sang along to some of the city's most popular performers, including Emo Adams and Will Lindley, among many, many others. The evening wrapped up with a spectacular choreographed video mapping light display across City Hall, and now Cape Town is ready to embrace one and all with the variety of world-class attractions it has to offer. An amazing start to the festive, and of course to nourish local tourism, we need events like this as often as possible. That wraps up the news on the news desk on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's take a look at traffic.
Well, here's a final look at your traffic in Benoni, Johannesburg. There's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N12 westbound after Kingsway Highway. Now 2 lanes are closed and traffic is moving slowly. Then in the Western Cape in Cape Town, there's a stationary truck on the N1 outgoing on that viaduct before the tunnel. The left lane is closed. Please approach with caution. And that's where I leave your traffic this morning. Let's take a final look at your weather.
Thank you so much. So let's start with a bit of an environmental news update first, and some of it pretty bad this morning, but also some good concerning the NSRI in Belito, their team on the KZN North Coast going to the rescue of a sea turtle entangled in a fishing net. Unfortunately, something we see far too often. Unfortunately, they were able to save this little beauty and deliver it safely to Ushaka Marine World in Durban for rehabilitation. Quinton Power, the NSRI Belito duty coxswain, says the rescue was a collaboration effort between the NSRI in Belito, the Quadakuza lifeguards and Belito Specialized Rescue. What a collab. And was trapped in fishing nets just offshore in bad shape and needing urgent assistance. But thanks to this particular collaborative effort, it was saved in time. Now, Quadakuza lifeguards using Malibu rescue boards paddled out to the distressed turtle with fishing line ingested, appearing to be blocking its airways as well. You can see what a sizable turtle she was as well. They were able to cut it free and then bring it to shore, and was then loaded into a Belito specialized rescue vehicle and transported to Shark treatment. Well done, team. Likewise, well done to our broader team here on Expresso for some amazing photo contributions this morning. From Adonia, first of all, Blankenberg, she sent this from Atlantis and captured this beautiful cloudy view from her home before heading out to meet friends for coffee. That's how you should start your day. Then Samuel from Westville shared this from the side of his house, showing off beautiful green trees and clear blue skies. Then our regular morning Nancy Governor, hope you enjoyed your work this morning. She snapped this beautiful shot of the pretty shells on the sand, whilst of course enjoying the fresh breeze on her morning walk. Then last up we've got Mariana Muller from Pretoria showing off this beautiful, incredible rainbow scene, bringing a huge smile to her face. Such a lovely view to start that off. That is majestic. It almost looked photoshopped. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. Please keep them coming. Share your sunrise views on 063-408-8863. Brand new day, brand new temperatures. Let's get the lay of the land. In Polokwane, your low 12 going up to 24 degrees with a 40% chance of rain. In Bombela, 12 and 26 your range. Pretoria, 13 and 24. Johannesburg, 65% chance of rain. Minimum of 12 going up to 23 degrees. Mahikeng, 17 and 27 degrees your range. Klerksdorp, 16 your low, a high of 28. Kimberley, 21 your low, going up to 31 degrees. Bloem, ranging between 14 and 28 degrees today. Richards Bay, your low, 16 going up to 23 with a slight chance of rain there. Pietermaritzburg, 13 your low, going up to 27 degrees. Durbs, 18 and 25 your range. Mthatha, 18 and 29. Moving to East London, your low 23 going up to 30. Then the temperatures start to climb. In Craddock, your low 18 going up to 36 degrees today. Gqeberha, 22 your low, going up to 32 degrees. George, ranging between 17 and 30. The Mother City, your low 15, going up to 28 degrees. Worcester, 16 and 42 degrees your range for the day. Please be careful out there. Sutherland, also a scorcher, 14 with a high of 34. And then Uppington, as always, putting your hand up, 24 is your low, believe it or not, going up to a massive 39 degrees. Please, if you're in those hot areas, stay out of the sun during peak hours. And regardless of the weather, make sure it's an exquisite day, and don't forget to take photos and show us.
It's going to be an exquisite day because we have the talented individuals from RX Radio over here. And if you're not sure what RX Radio is, it is a radio station that set out to dream to have a radio station that is by children, for the children of the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital. And they managed to achieve that. But of course, we've got some of the talents here, the station manager and even the granny of the station that'll be joining us in the next couple of minutes. And the great thing is that you can help keep their dreams alive at RX Radio. So stay with us, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is S3.
Crush is about to unlock your 100%. On this exciting new TV show, you can realize your potential and live your dreams.
I dream of cooking in a 5-star restaurant.
I dream of singing to the world.
Buy any Crush and share a video of why it should be you to our WhatsApp line or upload it on our socials, tagging Clover Crush and hashtag Crush. Plus, you stand a chance to win your share of 500,000 rands worth of prizes. Crush, 100% goodness.
You too can win big with Tropica. Buy a Tropica promo pack, follow the details, enter, and stand a chance to win your share of thousands of smooth prizes, such as airtime, data, AEG fridges, Island Tribe hampers, Rest Assured beds, plus limited edition Tropica bags, towels, tents, cooler bags, and cushions. The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you stand to win. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso and you're live on S3. Now, if you haven't heard of RX Radio, you've actually been missing out on a lot. I don't know where you've been. Where have you been? Okay, RX Radio is a unique, award-winning radio station that is done by children, but it's for children as well. Based at the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital in Cape Town, South Africa. They're a platform where kids with different health conditions and kids in general come together and speak freely about issues that are important to them, also while providing a lot of solace to anybody who is in that hospital at any given time. Now, Sebastian Crossan is alongside me, one of the youth presenters, a super talent of the future who will take my job one day. Then alongside is Noloyolo Ngomani, the RX radio station manager. And of course, Jennifer Olafira is also here, known as the grandmother of RX radio, even though she does look not like a grandmother, but like a 21-year-old. Now, joining me here are these three talented people. I have to say that your skin looks amazing. But first, let's start with you, Sebastian. First of all, welcome. It's so good to meet people who, you know, work in the radio field. And I feel like we work together already. You have something called neurofibromatosis.
That is correct.
Which I don't think people know enough about, I suppose. Do you want to share just a little bit, like a nice little paragraph so you can help people understand?
Well, basically, neurofibromatosis is a condition that is 1 in every 3,000 people.
Wow.
It's can be dangerous, but most of the time people live with it, live very happy, healthy, normal lives. The biggest indicator with neurofibromatosis is the brain tumor and the freckles and birthmarks in odd places.
Wow. Yeah, that's a proper rundown of what that is. But of course, now you have got a condition. Many of your listeners have conditions at the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital. So how does your condition help you become a great radio presenter?
Well, it has helped me become more open about neurofibromatosis without being stopped because people are so concerned about the brain tumor thing.
Yes.
So it's helped me become a lot more open and comfortable speaking about it to my blokes.
Yeah, and I think that you say 1 in 3,000 have it. That means that you are super unique if you think about it. And that's the great thing about all of the things that we have, whether it be, you know, health conditions, whether we are short, tall, whatever that may be. I think that uniqueness is the most amazing thing and makes us great radio presenters. And I think you are doing a fantastic job at RX Radio. Now, we also have your station manager, your boss is here. So we have to be good to the boss because I know that the boss, you've been fortunate enough to be at the helm. Noloyolo, that's your full name. I'm not used to calling you that. I'm going to say Yoli, it's fine. But I'd like to know a bit more about, you know, just the station itself. Anybody who doesn't know RX Radio, you've really adopted this mindset of encouraging people with health conditions, but those encouragers are those with health conditions too. How has that grown into this product that is RX Radio? How has that really helped all of the individuals at the hospital listening to you guys?
Yeah, thank you, Carl. So in its true essence, RX Radio is a radio station that is by and for children.
Yes.
It's a unique concept, right? That has managed over the time to morph into a much-needed resource.
Yeah.
In that it has challenged the stereotypical views that people with difference can't be integrated into the society. And usually the society sidelines children with disabilities, more especially chronic conditions. But for the first time in history, RX Radio has managed to create a space where they can talk about issues that are important to them, where they can have relations with children that have got similar conditions as them.
Yes.
And further on, it has created this source of, you know, advocacy, where children can talk about children's rights, can talk about all the things that are directed to them, and they get to be active citizens in that. And especially in the hospital setup, then we found that the power of the mic allows them to be part of intergenerational dialogue where they interact with the healthcare workers, they interact with decision makers. They then challenge as well the service that's rendered to them through this missing desk. And now suddenly there is some sort of a leveling of the field and people are talking the same language, right? So the station has become that critical source where children find themselves to be welcomed, to be more belonging, to form some sort of a civil movement that is by and for children. And they pretty much dictate the topics. And they then, by default, get a sense of confidence. They then educate people about health conditions and chronic conditions. For instance, this confidence that I'm talking about, I'm proud to announce that one of our reporters, an 18-year-old Talita Counter, who joined the station, she was, I think, 12 years old.
Yes.
Literally last Saturday, she got inducted after 6 years of being with the station as the first bright star who has a chronic condition and is wheelchair bound. And that is spectacular. That's groundbreaking. So the work that the station does, it speaks for itself and is needed.
Okay, I need to just jump in here. You got a backer buddy that's coming. If you can, in a nutshell, just give us the reasons to why the backer buddy is there. Why do you have that going?
So we created, in partnership with Backer Buddy, a Save RX Radio campaign.
Yes.
I'm sure you know this. A lot of NGOs have suffered during COVID, and they haven't managed to generate funding for them. And others have literally closed, right? And we've been lucky that we haven't done that because we're fighting with various efforts. So I think because of the change in the fundraising landscape, as well as the demand for COVID relief, and also the recession is not doing anyone any good, right? So we have not been spared. We were not able to raise funds, but we partnered with Backer Buddy to see how people can support us based on the work that we do. So people can literally go to our website, www.rxradio.co.za, click the donate button and donate, or even search Save RX Radio campaign, and then they will see the campaign through the Backer Buddy account. But what is most important, I think people think if you want support, you practically mean money. I think I want to call people out there. Everyone has got the smartphone in their hand, right? They can share this link. It's the given season now, right? They can share in the WhatsApp groups. And also, I think what's important to influencers, answer us, do a video, tweet about the campaign so that it can go viral, because we really want people's assistance to keep the station going.
We will do just that, and that's why you're on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll chat to Granny of the RX Radio landscape, as well as some of the talents interviewing us as presenters on Expresso, so stick around for that. And if you can support them, RX Radio, Save RX Radio, Backer Buddy, click on it now.
In fact, I don't think there's ever been a more important campaign on this show. Yoli, we love you, girl. Keep fighting the good fight. Now, the festive season is a great time to reflect on those special people that we are lucky enough to have in our lives.
That's right. And Citrus Soda, in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, is still giving you the chance to win 2,000 Rand cash daily by answering the weekly competition question. Now, this week, we want to know all about who adds the fizz to your day. And it's time that we announce our next lucky winner. Can we get a drum roll, please?
Beautiful, very good morning. Congratulations to Machitsa Pretty. She had this to write. She said, I nominate my mother. She is a responsible and loving person, always looking on the brighter side of things. And Machitsa is so eager. She's already there. Good morning, you sweet thing. Congratulations, you're our winner. How does it feel?
Thank you so much. I'm very happy.
Oh, we are happy that you've won. Tell us, what else do you love the most about Citrus Soda?
She just passed out with sheer glee and joy. Machitsa, are you still there?
Hello?
Oh, there she is. If you can hear us. Machitsa, you've got 2,000 Rand coming your way. What are you going to spend the money on?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to buy my mother a grocery.
Oh,
a gift for mom. That is really, really special. I'm pretty sure mom's going to love and enjoy and also appreciate that from you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You too at home have the opportunity to win as well. Stand the chance of being the next lucky 2,000 Rand winner, and it's really simple. Here's how.
Make the most of your festive season and celebrate without the fear of heartburn or indigestion spoiling it. Citro Soda's daily giveaway of 2,000 Rand cash will let you fizz up your fun. Citro Soda is in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Enter every Monday to Friday, November 14th to December 16th.
Yeah, and answer the weekly competition question on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page, and include the hashtag Citro Soda. Now, your T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com, and that's Citro Soda, available in original and cranberry.
A bank that turns your smartphone into a point-of-sale machine.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure, the All-Stars edition, continues with so much drama on the island. This has been intense. And last week, we had the final long life ceremony of the season. Sometimes things are not always so smooth as it may seem, and we had to say goodbye to two of our favorites, Maurice and Larisha. This peachy duo played with their hearts on their sleeves. Undoubtedly, it helped and it hurt at times, but let's take a look at their final challenge.
And of course, Team Peach, unfortunately, one team must go home, and today, that's you. You fought valiantly. You were incredible teammates all throughout the competition, and it's been amazing to see your journey of growth as a team and also from a personal perspective as well. And I wonder what you're feeling right now.
I feel like a conqueror. My partner and I fought all the way, never gave up. God is still for us and not against us, so I'm still content. We know what, all things work together for your good.
All right, guys, well, sad as it may be, I'm gonna have to ask you to bring your buffs and hang them up on the pineapple and make your way home. There you go.
Thank you, Jesus.
So we had a chat with Maurice last week, and now we've got the wonderful Larisha on the line with us this morning to get her side of this crazy story. Larisha, very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. What a season it's been for you guys. What went through your mind when you realized that your time on the island was now coming to an end? What did that feel like?
Good morning, Graham. First of all, I trust all is blessed and that you are doing absolutely stunning. I can't lie. I think everyone saw in the elimination challenge that, everything was quite emotional. The moment Jonathan kind of hit my head and we were like, wow, this is the end. It started sinking in and we played our hearts out. We fought all the way through. There was not one challenge where we didn't give it our all. And wow, it was emotional, but it all worked out the way it was supposed to work out.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to come to terms with the fact that you're playing a game. As much as there is so much at stake, it is still a game, and you've got to keep perspective. But with the two of you, it just felt different because you are both passionate, both quite competitive by the looks of it. And that begs the question, when you found out that you were going to be paired with all-star Maurice, and I mean, he's an incredible specimen, but he's also got a heart of gold. What was your initial opinion? Did you always want to be paired with Maurice?
Ooh, good question there. Seems like I can't lie on this show since the questions are so straightforward. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Initially, I did say Jonathan. I mean, Jonathan has been the game master. I think everyone kind of just eyeballed Jonathan there for a while. But you know what? During that first challenge, when it was only the All-Stars, I checked out Maurice and I saw that persistence. I saw that determination, and that was absolutely stunning. And I started thinking, what if? What if?
And that if was beautifully answered. I think you guys made for great chemistry as well. But I've got to ask, being partnered with someone who is as competitive as Maurice, I know he's achieved a lot in his own physical journey. Do you think that your personalities were well aligned in this kind of single-minded goal? What was the chemistry like from the inside of that partnership?
At first, as we can see in the first couple of challenges, the trust wasn't really there. I think we all just, wanted to play for ourselves, but we had to be reminded that, this is a team thing. So the moment Maurice and I said, listen, we got to trust each other. We got to play together. We got to try and make this work. And that's the moment where everything changed. Everything changed. I thank God for that moment.
It just clicked, and the viewers got to see it and feel it as well. I don't think you guys realize how emotionally invested we as viewers have become in this journey, because it just feels like the stakes are so high. Even when you're having fun, potentially you could lose 10 grand or be kicked off the show. It's mind-bending to me. But I've got to ask, as someone who's done this now for the first time, what is the one thing that you're going to take away from this experience?
You know what? I wouldn't take away a single thing. The good, the bad, everything built towards my character, everything just helped me get a better mindset on how I see things, how I perceive things, my perspective on things. So I wouldn't take away a single thing except those stinky socks during the water challenges.
I love it, Dori. I don't think you're alone in that. But you seem like the most wonderful person. Thank you so much for being so honest with us, but also for playing with that honesty and authenticity. We loved watching your journey. I am heartbroken that you didn't get to take it all the way through. I think you've earned a lot of fans in that process. So to you and Maurice, well done. Thank you for taking us on a crazy, crazy journey. Our little hearts almost couldn't take it, but we love that you got this opportunity and you grabbed it with both hands. You should be proud of yourself. Well done, sister.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, and have a blessed one.
Tune in to make sure you do not miss a second of all of the drama with the all-star season of Tropica Island of Treasure. Of course, entering the business end now, it's real. And added to that, there are some smooth prizes to be won by you guys at home. So make sure you enter our awesome weekly Tropica Home Challenges, which are a lot of fun. And with the final stages ahead and that big prize closer than ever, make sure that you do not miss the repeat of episode 11, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. right here on S3.
This week on Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars.
This is it. 10 seasons in the making. Welcome to the grand finale of Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars! It's real now.
Let's give it our best. Just like that, boom.
We're almost there,
It's impossible. Nah, I'm worried.
Stay smooth with Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars this Saturday evening at 6:30. Repeat Monday night at 9. Only on S3.
Well, your Tuesday is in need of some more music. We are back on the Expresso stage with Paul Mark Adams, who's standing by with his next song. Please enjoy Rainbow in the Sky. Take it away.
Oh, no, okay. Na, na, na. Shepherd boy who rose to greatness, chose a path, but for the faithless, want to lead, but not for power. A servant sacrifice is freedom for justice. So black and white can live in harmony. He made peace our destiny. Matiba in Cositata, you have brought real healing to this world. Matiba, Cositata, now you are a rainbow in the sky. High stone walls never silenced his voice. His road to freedom, his only choice. Present to president, he taught us forgiveness, and his reward was freedom for all. Matiba, Cositata, you have brought real healing to this land. Matiba, Cositata, now you are our rainbow in the sky. You have brought real healing to this land. Matiba, Cositata, now you are our rainbow in the sky, in the sky. Cause now you are that rainbow. Oh, the sky, in the sky, yeah, no, in the sky, can love, we can feel Chapulane. We can sing, we can dance, love, feel Chapulane. We can sing, we can dance, we can love, we can feel Chapulane. We can sing, dance, love, feel Chapulane. For love and harmony, for peace and love, love and harmony. For peace, for love and harmony. We can sing, dance, love.
Paul Mark Adams on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. What an incredible way to get our Tuesday started. That was amazing. You deserve another round of applause. Oh, so there we go. The band's been incredible. Well, don't go anywhere. I believe they have one more performance coming your way.
Oh, you can make my day.
You stayed. I'm so glad. Welcome to Expresso here on S3, and we're joined back in studio by our three guests. We have two seasoned RX Radio young reporters, Lizoko Zonkapo as well as Lila Davies, who's here to join us and share their experiences with RX Radio. But before we get there, we do need to chat to our grandmother, who's sitting in the middle, looking 21, but will be... can I mention, on Thursday, your birthday? Okay. How old are you going to be on Thursday?
70.
70 years old?
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I'd like to know your role at RX Radio, because I believe that you've got a family connection and you've got a very, very key role in terms of, maybe mentoring a lot of the people who are part of it. So what is your role?
Okay, thank you for all the compliments. Bob.
It's very easy with you.
Yeah. Thank you. My role is, because I'm the granny, probably to ensure that we get money, that a fundraising role.
Yes.
We have shortly, just not too long ago, started a fundraising committee.
Okay.
And it's difficult. A few parents, we've got quite a few parents, but we can't call on all our parents to assist us because some of our parents are parents of children with disabilities.
Yes.
They are from the disadvantaged community, and we don't want to pressurize them by insisting that they give us money. We were thinking of a monthly contribution to the station from the parents of the reporters. But we don't want to scare parents away and then keep their children away. The children are the heart of the radio. If the children aren't there, there's no radio station.
Yes.
So my main role is to appeal to everybody out there to support RX Radio.
Okay.
And I think because I'm old, people listen to old people. People listen to grannies. Grannies now at this age, we look at drawing up our wills, and if you don't know what to do with your money, RX Radio is there.
Right? You can leave a legacy right now. And I think, we've heard about the voice it gives to so many who are battling away with their respective health conditions, but also people who are living with health conditions that can actually share more inspiration. One of those is that reporter right next to you. Lizoko is right there. You are a musician.
Yeah.
You're a rapper.
Yeah.
You're one of RX Radio's young, talented reporters. Tell me about the music that you put out there and how it makes you a better reporter for RX Radio.
The music I put out there is more about my story.
Yeah.
Things that I've gone through, and maybe it's just to make people relate. Children that are in the same condition as I am. And with radio, I think also it goes hand to hand, entertainment, music, having fun with especially the patients that are listening at the wards. Sometimes we just give them some nice music, just to dance in the room, and have some fun.
And I can tell it's always fun with you, because you're a very positive person.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that you can bring that through not only your music, but also in the way you report, which is so, so great. I think everybody who's got a platform needs to use it for good, and you're doing just that, which is great. And talking about good, Lila, you are also using your platform for good, because, you are in this industry. We chatted a bit more about you being in some, ads, and you're a model, etc. But you started an anti-bullying campaign for those people who can't stand up for themselves, and those people who, need to stop bullying as well. So how did that anti-bullying campaign start?
So in about 2019, previous years before that, I was bullied because of my hair. So when this was happening, I didn't tell anybody, but eventually after all of this was over, I started my anti-bullying campaign.
Yes.
And that's initially what got me into RX Radio, because I was asked during the first few months if I could be interviewed.
Okay.
And I was interviewed by my now friend Yusra, and after that I just fell in love with wanting to learn more about how other children go through life, other worldly problems, how to fix children, and the way that we think.
And that is power, because anything that comes from you, if you feel like there's a difficulty or a piece of negativity, it's not. It's actually fuel to succeed. And if you look at everything that's happening here, it is the best thing that I can think of. RX Radio has a Back a Buddy campaign, and you can help. So I want you to go and search them at the moment. I know you've got your internet connection. Search Save RX Radio on Back a Buddy. And if you've got anything to contribute, doesn't matter how big, how small, if your company, you can go to them today and say to them, hi, there's a radio station that is giving a voice to so many people, adding comfort to people at the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital, and are willing to do that in the most entertaining way and positive way possible, that is something to invest in. Because I can guarantee you right now, when you invest in youth, it's an investment that'll never go bust. Find them, back a buddy, and support these guys at RX Radio. And a little later, apparently, we will be interviewed, which I'm a bit nervous for, but you know what? I'm here for it. Stick around.
We are here for that. Please go and check them out. Support it in whatever way you can. They are a vital, vital player in the radio landscape. Now let's talk about TV. And tonight on Colour Your Plate with Koo at 7 p.m. on SABC2, it's a biggie. In part 2 of the grand finale, Corin and Tobisho go head-to-head for the title. They are both amazing. With 2 hours on the clock, they must prepare and present a feast fit for a very special occasion, featuring a main course and a delectable dessert. Now, utilizing the skills and, of course, the knowledge that they've acquired throughout this amazing competition, it's their final chance to impress the judges. Who is going to be crowned Mzansi's next cooking star? Make sure you do not miss a second of it tonight, 7 p.m. All the inspiration, plus you get to see who takes home the title. Let's whet your appetite.
Catch the season finale of Colour Your Plate with Koo this Tuesday evening at 7 on SABC2.
For the very last time, Colour Your Plate.
Today is the big day. With only 2 contestants left in the running, who will be crowned Mzansi's next cooking star?
Oh, pressure's too much.
Tobisha's definitely got a big A game to bring.
This is perfect.
Find out on Colour Your Plate with Koo Tuesday evening at 7, only on SABC2.
Festive season is only a few days away, and we have all the food inspiration that you need to get preparing. Now, we have somebody fantastic who is just ready to go and rumble with us, and we have somebody from RX Radio. Shiraz is here, and I can tell you this talented person knows all about cooking, because we're going to make a basil pesto and parmesan-filled puff pastry Christmas tree together, and it's going to be easy peasy.
How are you? Easy peasy.
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. So what I've got here is I've got our pastry, and I'm going to put I'm going to put pesto on half of it, and I would love you to grab that Parmesan and where I put pesto to sprinkle it, pretty please. So we are getting everyone involved in making this amazing Christmas tree. You can come and sprinkle some Parmesan, because we want that flavor to come through our pastry.
Oh, this is...
Shiraz, you can be generous. I don't know about you, but I love cheesy pizzas.
She likes cheesy people. That's why she likes working with me. So,
I do. You can go for it. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
And tell me about RX Radio, Shiraz. I mean, do you love it there? Are you happy being a reporter?
I love being there because I get to speak about my condition, and I don't feel alone when I'm at that radio station, because all of them I also hear about their stories, about their health conditions.
Can you tell me about your condition very quickly? Because I think that whoever has your condition as well would love to hear you talk about it.
So basically, my condition is if I get injured,
yes,
and I don't take my medication, which is Factor, it will keep on bleeding, and I have to take my medication so it will stop bleeding.
Oh.
But if you guys get a cut or something, it will stop bleeding after a while. But if I start bleeding, I don't have a proper clotting system, and it will just keep on bleeding until I take Factor.
Okay, is there like a fancy name for like hemophilia? Okay, but it's great that you can explain it to people, who may be struggling to explain it themselves, which is really great. So this is wonderful. You can see the Christmas tree starting.
So I've just cut out the shape of our Christmas tree. Shiraz, I'm going to ask you to just give these leftover bits, because we're not wasting anything. I'm going to quickly just cut it once more. You're going to get some pesto on your hands, but just give it a good twist, so that we can also put this in the oven, and we're not wasting any bits of our Christmas
smells
tree.
so good in this kitchen. I really wish you were here.
You can just give this a nice little twist for me, and we'll put it on the baking sheet.
Great.
Okay, I'm going to put the baking sheet
twisting.
next to you. You can get twisting on those pieces, and to get the Christmas tree feel, we're just going to cut the branches, but not all the way through, because this we're going to twist And that's going to give us that lovely little Christmas tree effect.
Yeah, Zoe's super creative. Do you see this? She just took like pastry and she made a Christmas tree. Who does that?
Oh, I think this is something really cool to get the whole family involved in, and just a different take on a pastry if you're going to be hosting some guests.
And so while we do that, Shiraz, just in terms of any kid who is, having has a health condition, and they see you, and you look so happy, and you look so positive about what you're feeling. What would you like to tell any kid who's feeling something and feeling that they can't express themselves the way you do?
Don't feel you're not alone in this. We're all with you, and don't feel like you're not a human being. We're all the same.
I love that voice. I love your message that you're giving, and I love how you're rolling our pastry. So here we have our Christmas tree, and we're simply going to use these little cherry tomatoes, and these are going to be the baubles for our Christmas tree. Would you like to help me place some cherry tomatoes?
Yeah.
And then, Wasty, you can whip up that egg.
Let's just whip it up. And in fact, if you want to get any of the recipe items, go to expressoshow.com while we whip and finish this up and pop it into the oven. Shiraz, I just want to say thank you so much for being the voice of so many. And this is why you are on radio, my friend. We have to use that radio platform for good. And that's what we're doing today. We'll complete this. expressoshow.com. Grab your recipe and keep on cooking.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, proving that, yes, he is a master at his trade, but also just a wonderful human being. Paul Mark Adams has been a treasure to host here this morning, and he's back one more time with Million Girls. Take it away.
Thank you. Woke up this morning with espresso on my mind, with you every evening, lying in your warm embrace. Count myself so lucky, 'cause I'm the one you love. Baby, you're my angel, and you sent from up above. 'Cause no one loves me like you do. No one else can take your place. There's a million girls in this world, but I won't find someone like you. Like you. And I can look around in this world, but I won't find someone like you. Like you. That can hold me like you do. Kiss me like you do. Free me like you do. And touch me like you do. Love me like you do. Free me like you do. Love me like you do. And love me like you do.
Enjoy it on the stoep, under the trees, or with a picnic basket, wherever you please. Here's to a mouth-watering summer made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
There's a million girls in this world, and I won't find someone like you. Like you. I can look around in this world, but I won't find someone like you. Like you. That can hold me like you do. Kiss me like you do. Free me like you do. Love me like you do. Free me like you do. Hold me like you do. Free me like you do. You're the only one for me. You're the only one for me. 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 Yeah. You're the only one for me. The only one for me. Only one for me. The way you love me, the way you touch me, the way you move me. The only one for me, the only one for me, the only one for me. You're the only one for me, the only one for me, the only one for me, only one for me, only one for me. You're the only one. Hey, yeah. When you touch me, when you move me, when you lift me, when you love me. The only one for me. Only one for me, yeah. Only one for me. Only one. Only one. the only one.